months. Will Holder is the president of Trendmaker Homes in Houston, and he says fear is still preventing a housing recovery. We hear the word fear a lot. What do you mean when you use it?
Well, Charles, really, I mean, we've heard a lot of rhetoric by government officials that this is the biggest crisis since the Great Depression and so forth. This created basically frozen people in their tracks. They're waiting to see what's the recovery going to be like, and they want to participate in it. But I think right now there's a lot of people on the sidelines. But let me tell you, Charles, for sure, the housing dream is still alive. People want a new home. They want a beautiful home. They want to put their family in a great situation, and that dream's not gone away. We see traffic in our model homes. We see lots of demand, but inaction, coupled with inaction.
Right. So in other words, you have essentially, I don't want to necessarily call them tire kickers because maybe they come in with the best of intentions, but you're saying because the government keeps scaring them, they want to hold on to their cash just a little longer.
Well, that's part of it. They're willing to sit by and wait a little bit. They are afraid. They hear the bad news and they're afraid of it. And I don't think they're tire kickers for sure. I mean, these people are seriously, it takes a lot for a person to get out and look for a new home, to go spend their Saturday or their Sunday afternoon doing that. And they only do it if they want a new home. And you can tell they do. They desperately want it. There's a lot of things keeping them in their current home as well. I mean, the new appraisal regulations, things that are basically allowing appraisals to keep us at the bottom. There's changes in those processes.
How does that work, Will, how does that work?
What it works is it's a more they're looking strictly at the worst case scenario. If you're choosing houses, willing buyers are willing to pay more for a house, but they're not able to get the house appraised to get the loan. So it's like we're using the lowest common denominator. We're not looking at a willing buyer and a willing seller who are ready to make a transaction and allow the market to creep its way back up. I mean, a lot of these things are actually holding the market down.
I got to tell you, how come all these incentives aren't working? I mean, I've gone to these websites, Pulte Homes, Hovnanian, all of them. The stuff that they're offering seems mind-boggling to me. How come all of these incentives and historically low interest rates aren't working?
Well, historically low interest rates they're not working because they're not the problem. They weren't the problem before. When the market went down, rates were low. You can't fix a problem by addressing a different issue. They're just not tied together. The incentives, they're not working because it's really not at the heart of what people are wanting. They want a new home, they want a great home, a great neighborhood and so forth, and a free washer and dryer just doesn't make it, that dream blossom for them. They want to know that they can sell their other home, that they can, get it appraised and get it sold to a willing buyer, and that they can step up and buy a new home and make that move in an easy, smooth transition, not being stopped by an appraiser and then turning on their TV at night and being told, that we've got a great crisis we've got to take advantage of. I mean, those things come together and people say, I'm going to stay in my home just a little while longer, no problem.
Yeah, well, I talk to a lot of people about buying a house, and there's no doubt what you're talking about is resonating. Unfortunately. Thanks a lot, Will. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles.
All righty. Well.